from day one, once we saw the 4 people on the depth chart not named Deshaun Watson, that Kenny Pickett is the one who's going to be the first man out. And a normal functioning team would have gotten Pickett off the roster before camp opened. A normal team would have done that. But he's an asset, and we're going to play this chess match. Chief Strategy Officer Paul DePodesta has an idea as to how we can come up with a trade, and we're going to keep 4 quarterbacks around into week 1, even though it's probably unprecedented and idiotic to do because you've got 53 spots finite on your roster, and you're going to burn 4 of them on quarterbacks. That's the Browns. It's impossible to predict what they're going to do. You almost have to say, what would the Browns do to predict what the Browns are going to do? Because a normal team wouldn't do it. The Browns would. So whatever we think the Browns will do is what the Browns will do. So I think it's going to be Flacco. I think it's going to be Gabriel. I think it's going to be Shedeur. And then we see what happens from there. And in comes Deshaun Watson with his clean bill of health in week 6. And then they'll have somebody on the practice squad. And maybe Tyler Huntley on the practice squad because somebody else, they may try to trade Pickett for a 6th-round pick or something, and then Huntley ends up being on the practice squad.
Right. Well, he's not going to get traded for anything if he's got a hamstring he's dealing with and doesn't get the ability to do much here, right? And listen, I'll stick up for the Browns. I don't think it's crazy that they brought Kenny Pickett in and tried to make him the guy. I mean, he's still young. He's still growing as a player. I mean, we've talked about Pittsburgh. I know it wasn't the best, but like we said, there wasn't exactly the greatest support system in the world there for him to make it happen either. I mean, there's a lot of issues there. So I will defend him in that and going, it wasn't the best scenario. I'm not in love with what he does or never was. But
yeah, I'm thinking that is there a different guy that was my co-host
I'm just trying to be
2022
realistic
before the draft?
I'm just trying to be realistic to putting myself in a GM shoes or Cleveland shoes to go, wait, he did do some good things. They got him to the verge of the playoffs and stuff like that to where I can understand the team going, hey, let's acquire him. Let's sign him. Maybe he can be something.
What does he do well? What does he do well?
He really, there's nothing special I'm going to say he does well, but he's not horrible at anything either. I mean, he's a good athlete. He makes good decisions. He's got a good arm. He's pretty accurate. He's just not going to be the guy that carries your football team. But maybe he can grow into that. Maybe he didn't have the support system to do that. All I'm saying is that's where I'll justify for Cleveland a little bit. We know what Joe Flacco is, right? Flacco, older guy, turns the ball over a ton for an older veteran quarterback, as you alluded to with the interceptions before. It's almost like a young player with Joe Flacco and how careless he is with the football and holding the ball in the pocket. So that's where I come back to it a little bit to go, I disagree with you in that I think I would favor Kenny Pickett. I mean, where are we going with Flacco? I don't know. I think when they originally signed Flacco, they were thinking, hey, we'll have Kenny Pickett, okay, we'll draft a quarterback, and we'll have Flacco. And now we can make that work. But what did they do, Mike? They Cleveland it. They had to confuse the whole freaking situation and draft Shedeur in round 5. And now that messed everything up. And it's like, again, it's the second day in a row. I'm going to be like the football gods looked at them and they were like, hey, guys, this is not how a football team works. Yeah, you got five freaking quarterbacks. It's all a disaster. We got to teach you a lesson a little bit about dysfunction, and this is not how it operates. And, it's the second day in a row, the Cowboys and the Browns, which seem to be in this conversation a lot lately.
Maybe there is a low-key version of Major League going on here where they're trying to get the fans to be not upset they're leaving downtown for suburban Brook Park. Get them the hell out of here, please. Leave that stadium, empty out the factory of sadness, and implode
up
the
your
place.
butt, Joe.
One last thing.
Yeah.
I do want to say this, though.
Right.
I remember you saying before the 2022 draft, if the Panthers draft Kenny Pickett and he shows up and he starts throwing the ball and Sam Darnold starts throwing the ball, the players are going to be like, holy shit.
I'm not. I know what I said, and I will say that. I was right to say that. I'm just saying, and I don't love the guy, and you know me, I never thought he was a first-round pick. I get it, but I can understand where a team or teams go, hey, he did have some good moments in Pittsburgh, right? He does know how to take care of the football a little bit. It wasn't the best situation. We did evaluate him at a pretty good level when he was coming out in the draft. He does seem to like football. The Eagles liked him when he was there, right? So that's where it's like, yeah, I can understand it. That's all I'm trying to say. And I can understand a team like Cleveland going, hey, maybe we can, strike gold here, and he's got potential that he keeps going up, right? I don't love him. You know that. But I'm just trying to say, just from a general football sense, I can understand where their thoughts are in this process, at least, or where they were for a while.
Well, if they need more quarterbacks, other 2023 draft class members could be available, from Desmond Ridder to Matt Corral to Bailey Zappi. And actually, Zappi's been on the team before. So it's just the whole thing. When I saw that Tyler Huntley was signing with the Browns, because for some reason, and this is another reason to hate Twitter.
Yeah.
That For You column that somehow you default to that isn't the accounts you follow, but it's the stupid-ass algorithm. It will serve up like fake Schefter tweets. And I just had it happen last week. Like, what the hell is this? And you look at it closely, it's like, oh, it's Adam Schefter with like the T turned into an L or something like that. And it's showing up in this stupid-ass Twitter algorithm and trying to fool you. And that's what I thought it was when I saw Tyler Huntley signing with the Browns. And I had to look and make sure that it was actually the Schefter account on Twitter. That's how ridiculous it is to think that the Browns would have to sign Tyler Huntley. But they did have a reason to do it. They did have a reason to do it.
Yes, they did.
The reason was
right.
They got the walking wounded between Pickett and Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.